Welcome back. On today's episode, we are talking all things agriculture in the Bluegrass State with Kentucky's Agriculture Commissioner and Ryan Quarles. We really appreciate you joining us today here on In Focus Kentucky.
Glad to be here today. And again, if there's no better way to celebrate agriculture than go meet a farmer face to face. So if you've not tried out at Kentucky Farmers Market, make 2019 be that year we get some face time, not only with a farmer, but maybe go support your county fair and get some face time with a cow, plow, or sow.
Well, I'm a big fan myself with the farmer's market. My wife likes to make sure I'm there with her, picking out the different fresh food and vegetables. So I'm a big supporter as well. We were talking with you about hemp and its impact on Kentucky and industrial hemp. And I know that you spent a lot of time actually advocating for hemp across Kentucky, but in Washington, and actually helped author the National Hemp Policy. So share with us some details on that.
In 2019, the biggest impediment and roadblock to industrial hemp was the federal law. Now that the Farm Bill is passing, industrial hemp is no longer a Scheduled I narcotic. The biggest issue facing industrial hemp is getting our states organized to try to make our laws uniform, but also have tweaks that may be specific to a certain state, and also trying to figure out what the federal guidelines are going to be, say with like the FDA, the DEA, and the USDA. I serve as vice president of the National Ag Commissioners group called NASDA, and just a couple weeks ago in DC, I authored a successful resolution that helped set up the beginning conversation to develop a national framework working with USDA as well as the departments of agriculture across our nation. And so we're going to continue this conversation, but I was just overwhelmed with the fact that ag commissioners from all across the United States continue to come to Kentucky, and we want to educate them and help them learn about why it's been successful here so it can help the industry grow overall.
And the policy side of being commissioner, do you enjoy that part of it, being able to have those discussions but draft a lot of resolutions and things like that?
Absolutely. As a Kentucky farm kid growing up on a tobacco farm, we're always interested in what the latest government federal policy is going to be. And so I really enjoy drafting legislation as a former legislator, drafting policy now in the executive role. And I think that that's one of those rare occasions where if you make good policy, good politics is going to follow as well. And so we just want to help an industry get off the ground, and as a government official, let me get out of the way and let the private sector and our entrepreneurs and our innovators here in Kentucky take this crop from zero, which was just 5 years ago, to its maximum potential. And this is an opportunity for Kentucky to continue to shine.
Where do you stand with the, there's a lot of discussion about this, the CBD oil, cannabidiol, and different ways that it could be used, but the agriculture department, are you all involved with that discussion?
Absolutely. Over 70% or so of our hemp program is geared towards CBD and other cannabinoids that are being extracted from the floral part of the plant. My great-grandfather who grew industrial hemp grew it for the traditional purposes, seed and fiber. But today, due to our research here in Kentucky, people are buying legal products that were not only grown here, processed here, but also Kentucky proud hemp products across the nation. CBD is a compound that a lot of people are taking as a supplement, as a healthcare supplement. And so if we want to help support the small farmers in Kentucky, we're going to continue to be that bridge and advocate at the national level, particularly with the FDA, which is yet to really give us guidance about how they're going to view this product, to make sure they understand the Kentucky story and the fact that there are untold number of Americans taking this product every single day.
And switching gears, this past week was a soybean week in Kentucky, a proclamation that you shared. Talk with us about the impact of soybeans and what it does for the state of Kentucky.
You know, a lot of people are always awed by the diversity that we have in agriculture. A lot of folks don't look at Kentucky as a grain state, but we're top 15 in corn production, soybean production, and wheat production in the United States. We are a state that fights above its weight class. And we're so happy that as we speak, 2 of the national soybean leaders are both Kentuckians. That rarely happens. You have 2 from the same state that serve as national presidents. And these are Western Kentucky farmers that really do a good job at advocating for a $900 million industry in our state. And a lot of our soybeans that are grown here not only are exported, but they're also are used to create livestock feed to help support Kentucky's growing livestock industry. And we're also making biodiesel and candle wax out of it in Kentucky as well.
Well, Commissioner Quarles, once again, we appreciate your time so far here on In Focus Kentucky, and we've got to grab a quick break and get a check of our latest weather on the one's forecast, and then we'll continue our conversation with Commissioner Ryan Quarles here on In Focus Kentucky.
I love my job. As a Kentucky farm kid who've always felt that the Commissioner of Agriculture is a dream job, I feel like I have a record that I'm proud of. And the agriculture community wanted 8 years of stability. And if it's up to the voters, and the voters give me that opportunity, I want to continue the progress we've had on Kentucky Proud with growing international markets, with being an advocate for Kentucky farmers and rural Kentucky, not only in Frankfort and in Washington, D.C. I view every day as an opportunity, and I feel like we really have moved the needle on issues like food insecurity,